You remember when we first met?
Yeah, I guess so.
What did you think?
Well, I remember I was sitting, I think, in the dorm room because I was an RA at the time. And I was at the front desk because we were checking in students. Mm-hmm. And you would come in with your mother because y'all was those late black people.
Okay.
The one that was
this is
real late.
First of all.
Real late.
I love my mother.
Y'all were the real late black people. Like you were so late you missed activities.
Not one activity.
You definitely missed activities for your first. And I remember thinking like, wow, this family, look at the time. And I remember thinking like, oh, he's so cute. He's such a baby. Oh.
I just want to cut to the chase.
Really?
You seen a fine New York young thing come through the door.
Yeah.
Because I had that flow. I had that rhythm, that New York rhythm. And then you seen that, and you set your eyes on me.
Really?
Yeah. Stella. That's what I call you, Stella.
That's not how I see it at all.
Oh, okay. What happened?
Like I said, you and your late family came in, and y'all were at the elevators because there was the two elevators, the desk, and in the front, and I'm watching y'all, help y'all check in, watch y'all on because I think your mother came with her best friend.
Miss Adrian.
Yeah.
It was Miss Adrian. Right. She drove us all.
And y'all were taking your stuff, and that was the first thing that I remember.
Yeah.
The first time I saw you, actually. That was the first time I saw you.
Well, okay, so if that's the first time you saw me, then at what point did you realize, like, I was as dope as I am?
I think that took a few weeks.
You're a late bloomer.
It took a few weeks because I think I remember correctly, you came in as the perfect college student. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do nothing, right? And then all of a sudden, you just broke open.
Yeah. And
inebriation was like the word that you used to use.
Bad boys.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Right, absolutely. Gotcha. And I think it was, we used to have these, because I used to be on duty, remember? Mm-hmm. And you used to come in.
Chill at the front desk.
And we had these really long conversations. And which was shocking because, first of all, this is really important. I remember there was a time you were leaving the dorm and coming back in, and you were looking like you were like this lost little puppy from New York.
I don't understand.
With a bike. Do you remember the bike? Like you had a bike.
Yeah, I did.
Granted, we were in the mountains, but like the black boy with the bike. It was really.
It got me to town.
Yeah, right. And you used to be outside on the grass on your phone, and I was like, "Oh, he looks so lonely."
Yeah, but I was talking to friends.
It didn't look like that at all.
What did it look like?
It looked like he was crying to be home.
What was I calling the hotline?
He was crying to be home. That's what it looked like.
I did go home like every weekend at a certain point.
In the beginning when you were the perfect college student.
It was different.
Trust me, I understand. I had been there a long time at that point.
When did you realize that you wanted me?
I wouldn't use the word want.
That you craved me.
I would.
That you yearned for me. That your loins cried out.
Okay, like we could end it all there. I don't think any of that yearned or whatever. However, I do remember that we were, again, I feel like we were always in the lobby. Mm-hmm. And I remember you were doing your first show, I think it was. Yeah. Because you were a film major at the time, right?
Yeah. Film and theater. Theater show.
Okay. So you had invited everybody around you in your circle.
Yeah, I wanted people to buy tickets.
Okay, great. And I remember going to your show. Don't ask me about the show right now because I don't remember nothing about it.
So you saw a young Denzel. That's what you're saying. When you see me on stage, you was like, meal ticket.
Yeah, so we're going to just keep going past that because I don't even remember.
A young Wesley?
I don't even remember what your character was. Do you? Okay. Point.
I know I was good.
All right, point. So I remember giving you a hug in the lobby. And
You felt my muscles.
you didn't have much muscle. You was a little muscular.
I was definitely muscular.
Especially in comparison to right now.
Wow.
Just a little muscular.
Wow.
And,
okay. Yes, my muscles might have been. I'm older. My knees ain't the same.
Okay. And at that moment, I think it was a spark. I felt like, oh, that's weird. Ooh, that's a little warm.
What, your Nipsey?
No.
Oh
My God, why would you say that? No, like my inside was warm, not my Nipsey. Thank you.
Okay.
My
So
private parts
everything
were
was
not.
warm except for your Nipsey.
Except for that
Your
part.
Nipsey was
It
left
was
out.
completely left
All
out.
right. Sure.
That was completely
If
left
that's
out.
what you.
What about
that's your
you?
story.
But anyway, what about you? Because you were really something.
Like when I knew it was something.
Right.
Something. It probably wasn't then. Like I thought you were cool then. I thought you were pretty then. But when I knew it was something, we were getting ready for. I think it was a step show.
The one we hosted together?
Yeah, we hosted the step show together, and you were putting on your velour. I got thankful velour.
I can tell.
I'm from New York.
Because you definitely have too many velour
You had
suits right
big
now.
earrings, I believe, and you would put on your
No, you just created that story
Okay,
because that was
maybe-
way New York for
Okay,
you.
I had the bangles,
Yeah.
but you put on a velour, and you had like your hair was like wet, and it was like curly. It was a little Latin, and I was like, okay, all right.
You know I was West Indian at the time. You said a little Latin.
I don't think
I just wanna make
I don't think I
sure.
really connected like West Indians, whatever, because it's
Just
like I
saying.
grew up
I'm just
with
saying.
a bunch of West Indian people.
Just saying whatever.
So
At that moment, it was that moment that you was like, ooh,
yeah,
all right,
yeah.
whatever.
My Nipsey. You want to open this?
Yes, let's crack it open.
I think it's called like one.
Well, we haven't tried this one before.
Oh yeah, it's a 2013 Malbec Antigua winery in the States. It's Argentinian. I was in the store and it took me a while. I went through like everything because you wanted a red, and I was trying to go over to South Africa and see like what we can pick out from there because motherland,
Wow.
Wakanda forever. But I was something about this bottle because it was near one of my favorite wines. The Novali that we had at Legal Seafood, that Moscato. It was near there, so I was like, well, if they put it in that row, maybe it means, because it was on top of the case, the expensive stuff.
Well, let's crack it open then.
You don't want me to tell you what they, I guess
Tell me after. I want to taste
We'll
it.
find out what the flavors
Especially before the baby starts crying.
are. Okay, well, you're right. The kid's asleep. And it's time for us.
Ooh wee.
First of all, look at that roll. Look at that. You see that?
Good job. You didn't get it on the table.
You see that roll?
Good job.
That was a beautiful roll. Oh God! Oh, I seen this. The wine snobs do this. I'm aerating.
Yes, I see.
You gotta air out. You gonna take a sip before we cheers?
Yes. Would you like me to cheers now? I told you before the kids get up, we got to toast.
All right. Here, cheers to, what is it? 12 years. Soon.
I think so.
12-year marriage.
I think you might be right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I done lost count.
Whatever.
It's a little dry.
It is dry, but the fragrance of it is really nice when it's on your nose.
It smells like it would have been really
It
sweet,
smells
though.
like it's going to be a lot sweeter than it is,
Yeah.
but I don't hate it. Let me see.
Very dry. The second time it just gets drier.
That's true. I don't know. I'm gonna just keep going. So, I'm Justin,
I'm Latoya.
and we're the Tuggles, and our kids are asleep right now, so
Thank God. It took forever for them to go to sleep.
it's time for us.
Us.
So, Here we are.
Well, we currently have 4 children.
4 kids. Whose idea was that?
I don't think any of our ideas.
That was kind of silly.
I don't think we thought about that at all.
No.
I think we were supposed to stop at 2, at least for me.
Oh.
Jesus had other plans.
Yeah. Your nipsey kept getting warm. That's the problem.
Seriously?
Married 12 years.
Yeah.
4 children.
10?
We've been living in our first home for what? A year now?
A year and a couple months.
We got a 10-year-old.
Yep. Then a 3 who's about to be 4 in a few weeks.
Yep.
A 1-year-old.
1.
And a 4-month-old. He's just about to be 4 months.
That was crazy.
Yeah. Our first boy.
Yeah. All of them different births.
Yes. I can't even keep up anymore. I go to the doctor's office and I can't remember which one I'm talking about.
First name basis. You know all the nurses.
I should. I feel like we're there every other week.
That's true.
Basically.
Especially now, too many people getting shots.
Oh, the shots, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a serious situation last week.
What happened?
Well, Addison had to go to ear, nose, and throat because of ear infections.
Yeah.
And because I went to the hospital I went the time before, and Christian had his shots, but he was already cranky. I didn't want to double up on shots, so we had to go back. So I said, okay, let's kill all these birds at one stone, because she needed her shot as well. I mean, her blood withdrawal. And you were supposed to do that because that's your best friend, remember?
No, probably was out working, grinding, bringing home the bacon.
I don't remember what you was doing, but the point of the story is I had to deal with the screaming child that has an amazing memory, because how is it that she walked? We legit just walked towards it.
You handled it like no weapon formed against you shall prosper. It won't work.
Not when a child, she didn't even get toward, she's walking towards the place and she all of a sudden, I don't want to go, mommy. I don't want to go. No, I'm not going here. You do it. You do it. You do it. No, I'm not going here. You do it. So you left me all alone to deal with that. Thank you very much.
All alone, huh?
Screaming child, screaming, okay, the whole time. But she got through it in her arm. Remember, she came home in her arm.
But you're stronger for that.
Stiff. Really?
You did childbirth.
You're right. I did childbirth.
You're a conqueror.
I'm medicated 3 times.
You're right.
Yeah.
Right. High five.
Still waiting for my push gift, just so you know. Still waiting.
You live in a home. You live in a home.
That I partially pay for.
The other part is your push gift.
Boy, bye.
What you thought?
Get out of here with that.
What you thought?
Whatever.
When you come home and the cable's still on, push gift. When you come home and there's groceries in the refrigerator, push gift.
Wow. Whatever.
Push gift. You get push gifts all the time. All the time. When you start that Infinity out in our driveway, push gift.
And moving on.
Where's my gift? I pushed them out first.
Seriously?
I'm just saying.
You pushed it out with enjoyment.
You didn't enjoy it? Okay. You've been around 12 years.
We'll just leave it there. We'll just leave it there.
You've been around 12 years. It must have been some enjoyment.
We'll just leave it there.
I want to ask you a question though. Like, if you could do it all over again, would you get married the same way? Would you do the wedding the same way?
I don't think so. I think now that we're 12, 13, how many years we've been married now? I feel
2007.
And we just bought our first home.
Yeah.
I think financially we were dumb. Just dumb. I don't think we were taught the way to do things properly. I think
nobody sits you down though.
No, they don't. And I think that we were just, this is what we're supposed to do. This is what we want. Because I think as little girls, don't we not that you would know, but as little girls, we dream about having weddings, and we dream about the dress, and we dream about this day and how it's supposed to flow and how it's supposed to go.
Yeah.
And we decided that we would almost have 2 events. So we officially get married in April.
Yeah.
And then we decide again to do our big hoopla, is what I would call it, in October.
Yeah.
And our first one, I thought, after it was done, I was like, this is content. I feel contented with this because I had maybe not all of our family members that we're close to, because I have a decently big family, and you do too as well. But I felt like it was good. I felt good about it. It was a great day. We had the closest people that we wanted around.
Yeah.
And then had we not put down the deposit for the bigger hoopla, I probably would have just been done, but we had already started putting deposits down and all of that, and we were going to lose money, and so it was just like we just keep pushing forward.
Sometimes it's just worth just getting rid of the deposit, because it's like you say you don't throw away the $1,500 deposit to go continue and spend $15,000. It's kind of
right. But I think you don't think about that stuff at the time. You know, I was just talking to a girlfriend of mine, and we were just talking about this topic of, you know, don't spend money you don't have.
Yeah.
Because it basically...
Don't feel the pressure to spend the money you don't have.
Exactly. Because, especially when, you know, because you're so used to seeing this on TV when you've got these $1 million weddings, and you don't have $1 million.
No.
You live in paycheck to paycheck.
And some of those weddings are being paid for on TV.
Correct. Or not.
By the producers.
And still, you know, they're putting in all this crazy money for a wedding.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I mean, what is it that you're accomplishing? You had a big, huge wedding on you.
On you, for sure, on you.
People are going to bring their little $100, depending on, you know, your family and whoever it is, you know.
It's the most expensive meal you're probably going to buy for other people.
Correct. And it's just like, why in the world would you spend all of this money? Because the day after, you legit are on your own, in the sense that it's just you and your partner, and that's it. There's no, hey, can you give us a little extra?
Yeah. Can
you pay for this?
Yeah.
I mean, financially, I think if we were told, you know, the amount of money, we probably spent, $15,000 on our wedding. I think had we been told that didn't make sense.
The high is really short-lived.
Right.
We didn't even enjoy the food like that.
We remember we bought those, we requested the last minute.
Yeah.
We heard on the menu about some trumpets. Quesadilla trumpets.
Not a one.
And we didn't get to taste one of them.
Not a one. What did we eat then? We ate pizza. We ordered
pizza after the wedding.
Ordered pizza after the wedding. That's when we spent thousands of dollars on food.
Correct.
For other people.
Yeah.
And we ended up eating pizza.
Yeah.
Them niggas had steak.
Yeah.
Prime rib.
It was prime rib and salmon with mashed potatoes.
Quesadilla trumpets. Well, and we had pizza.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think we even got a shrimp.
Not even a shrimp. Not a popcorn shrimp.
No. When we were taking pictures, there was
not a popcorn shrimp. We labored. We had to
it wasn't even popcorn.
I'm just saying popcorn
shrimp. But I think it was what was it? It was those big jumbo colossal
That's even
shrimp.
Worse. They enjoy jumbo colossal shrimp on us.
Yeah.
But it's like what we could have done with that money. Like,
we could have already had a home 10 years ago.
Definitely already had 12 years ago. We
were
together 12 years.
Yeah.
We could have already had a home 12 years ago, or we could have saved it right then, and then the next year had the home. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then built 10 years of equity.
Right.
In the home, and probably bought it when the prices were
right
at the super
and I think
low.
Wasn't it 2008 when the market crashed,
and then we didn't even take advantage of that.
Correct. Because we were,
but it's like you're thinking on the high and trying to keep up with the Joneses.
Right.
It's not worth it. It's like, I mean, but what would you inform somebody who was like about to get married? What would you tell them?
I think you really have to look at your finances properly. And again, I think again, what wraps us up into it is we're little girls and we want to be princesses on that day. Because, I mean, taking myself back to that day, could nobody tell me I wasn't beautiful. I could tell you that.
You were.
Thank you. You don't even have to tell me that. I already knew. You don't. It's fine.
My bad.
I already know.
Okay.
But at the same time, to really look at your finances, as much as you want this day to be everything you've ever dreamed of, and you try to make it that way, I think sometimes scaling things down to really the people who really matter the most, because half of the time some family members come because you feel guilty or your parents feel guilty that you didn't invite them. And whether, depending on what your financial status is with your family,
crazy
it's like
to feel guilty, so you spend $100 on a person,
right?
Like you wouldn't do that in any other situation. No one could guilt you during Christmas to spend $100 on.
Right. And it's just
we do this for weddings.
Right. And it's just like, I think about it, when we think about it now, and it's just like, couldn't we have just traveled the world together? Granted, we did have a honeymoon baby.
Was that going to be on $15,000?
Would have been crazy. Beautiful. I mean, first class would have been amazing. I'm still longing to get on the first class trip. But, 4 children, that will slow us down a little bit right now. But, I think, those who
we could have just done it all over the world.
Correct.
Got married really quick.
And just explored the world.
Smashed in beds. Smashed in Europe. Smashed in Asia.
Really?
Smashed in Africa.
Wow.
We could have came back with officially an African baby, like smashed in Africa,
right?
And then it just fertilized your womb in the motherland.
Motherland.
Because the thing is, when you go back to the motherland, you're more fertile, so your womb would have opened up to accept the gift.
Wow.
That God has given us.
That's a lot.
In our motherland.
Tuckle, that's a lot.
And the baby would have probably been able to speak the mother tongue naturally.
Seriously. But that's a lot. That's a lot.
And we had to call them Simba, but that's
really
neither here nor there.
But to answer your question, I really think that it's really important for us to really look at us as a couple. You have some couples who are capable of buying houses before the wedding together, and if you're coming from the Christian's perspective, obviously that's not something that you're necessarily looking to move in.
I don't think you should financially tangle yourself that deep with somebody who you're not committed or legally to.
Right, yeah. Right, exactly.
Because you're making a legal commitment before you make a legal commitment.
That's true. That's true.
It's just kind of silly.
That's true. That's true. And I just think that we ended up after you ended up being in real estate for a short time, which ended up paying off our debt pretty quickly, which we did stupidness with that too. Looking back on it, it was just dumb.
Be coming in and out, but it's like you it's important to have the training of just a goal setting with your money.
Right.
Like, like if you'll just spend money if you don't think about like what you want to do with it or what are the options.
Right.
Like if you really weighed all the options and say, listen, we have 15,000. What are the options for this 15,000? And you might not choose, because what you can get for 15,000 or 25,000, people spending 50, maxing out credit cards, depending on how much you make, you're spending more. And thinking about what you could have gotten with that, with 25,000, put down payment on a house, big vacation, a new car. I think I would enjoy that down payment on a house, big vacation, new car, than
what we did with it.
Then provide people with shrimp.
But it was also, I had just graduated from college, what, 2 years? A year or two?
And
2 years.
Yeah.
It's 2 years, right?
Yeah, because you graduated in 05.
Or
no, 06. Then you graduated
06, right? I was supposed to graduate in 05, but 06. And we got married in 07, right? Yeah. So literally just came out of college, and we, you were living in New York, I was living here. We were trying to come together and even go to California and all that other stuff. Yeah. And, I think we were thinking that we were just gonna, jump ship. I don't even think we even thought about the bills after.
You don't, and that's the problem. It's like you need to life plan. Like when people are going to get married, like when we have nieces and nephews, and if they ever come to us for advice, that's what I'm going to tell them. Like, life plan together early.
Right.
Don't let life happen to you. Don't let these decisions happen to you.
Right.
Don't let the pressures of the Joneses happen to you. Plan out what you want to do. Where do you want to be? And what you're going to need to get there. If you want to move, if you guys want to travel the world, then maybe you want to put that money to travel in the world, because you might not have that bulk of money ever
Right.
again.
Right. That's
You may not.
key.
So, and if that's the case, don't. And the truth is, you can have a small wedding, and the people who are going to give to you and your marriage are going to give to you whether they get shrimp or not. And so you could just say, hey, this is our life plan, guys. This is our GoFundMe. Instead of a wedding,
right.
this is what we decided to do. Give towards that.
Right. I mean,
Or
back then we didn't have
or
anything.
cook.
Right.
You can cook, cater. You can cater in someone's home. When we did it the first time, I think that's how we should always do.
Yeah.
We
had
catered.
our
We had it in
closest-
your father's home. We did it at the church. A small, close everybody. It was a
Right.
great time. Your mother made the cake
the best cake she's ever made. She's never made
Delicious
anything like it
in the
again.
shape of a
ever.
heart.
Yeah.
Black cake in the shape of a heart. Never seen it again.
Yes.
But that's like so. But also, we're in America. We're in this consumerism
Right.
world. So it's like learning to just be satisfied with the sweet, beautiful things and the love, because that's what the wedding is supposed to be around. It's supposed to be a representation of love and being around the people that you love and sharing that moment.
Right.
It doesn't mean sharing that moment with that cousin that you haven't spoken to in 20 years.
Correct.
Because it's really not a moment. They're coming for the shrimp.
Right.
Because other people, listen, people just be coming to eat.
True. That and just be nosy.
They be
How does-
nosy.
And just basically.
How she look? How she look?
Exactly.
How he look?
Exactly.
Girl, he got a what? He missing a tooth.
And of course, it's different. You know, taking your time and saving for it could be a different story too.
Yeah.
You know, saving for what
There's
you want
more
if
years.
this is
It's a
really what you
lifetime.
want. But you know, you getting into debt in your beginning years of marriage makes no sense. It doesn't make any sense.
No.
It just takes away from your exciting life that you're going to have after, because once you say I do, that's where the work comes in. It's not, you know, it's not an easy road after that. It's like we're working, because that honeymoon phase goes pretty quickly,
Yeah.
you know, after you've been together for however long. But it just, unless you plan to save or you're going to end up using credit or whatever the case is, which, you know, doesn't make sense to do, you just need to really focus on those goals, your financial goals, and really talk about that, you know, because that was one of the questions I was asking my girlfriend was, you know, are you looking, you know, to be traveling? Are you looking for this? Are you looking for that? Because that would change what you should be doing.
Yeah.
In your situation, you know, if you don't have the money right now, you know, are you borrowing it? Is your family rich? Fine, they pay for it. It's a whole different conversation. But you know, if you're like the middle class person, the typical person where you're spending money and you're taking out loans to get it. I remember the credit card debt we got into doing.
That could be a business investment.
It's crazy. You could do so many different things
Home
with it.
investment, business investment.
And then to think about the legacy that you leave behind for your children.
Yeah.
Because, you know, obviously, you know, we knew we were going to have children.
Yeah.
But of course, until we bought our first home, to feel like this is what we leave behind for them,
Yeah.
this is what we've set them up with, is something that we've never really thought about, talked about, nothing along those lines. So I think that's what I probably would have done differently. I wouldn't have spent all that money, and I would have probably did it on our first home instead of having to wait 10 years. 12, how many years now? 12?
12. But I will say one thing. I was fly. I did.
Talk about that white dinner jacket
just
one more
saying.
time. I just want to know. People don't remember you.
They remember the
No,
dinner jacket, LaToya.
You think that you was hot stuff.
I
It was
did
about
a
the bride.
change.
It was about the bride.
It was
just-
about you. But at the end of the day, people did notice that I came to the ceremony in a black tuxedo. All of us had on the same black tuxedo. I
Right.
brought my groomsmen
Yep.
their black tuxedo.
Yep.
They lived with that for the rest of their life. And it was a beautiful black tuxedo. And then when they were introducing us, I came with the white dinner jacket.
Yeah.
A total complete change, different type of tie.
Yeah,
That was flavor on flavor. You understand that? You understand that?
understood.
That's like a Napoleon ice cream. You know, you got the chocolate, the vanilla, and the strawberry. That's flavor on flavor on flavor.
Right.
And that's what I provided for them. When they came to our wedding, they had an experience. They had their shrimp, they had their prime rib, and they had flavor on flavor on flavor.
I hear you talking.
I'm just saying. After that, how many people was doing the white dinner jacket?
Everybody, apparently.
Everybody was trying to do the white dinner jacket.
Everybody did.
Everybody was like, oh, he pulled it off. I could do it. If he could do it, I could do it. If he could do it, I could do it.
Hell if you do it.
Hell
if you do it.
If you do it, I could do it.
You did it, right?
I did it. I did. See, but this is what people got to understand about. I don't do it for me. I do it for the people who come after me. You understand what I'm saying? I want my life of flavor to be a representation of what you could be.
Okay.
Young brother. Okay.
Okay.
Don't limit yourself to a black tuxedo.
Branch out to your white dinner jacket.
Branch out. You see that white dinner jacket? You don't think you could do it? You could do it.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Yeah.
Yes, you can.
Yep. Yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
Yes, you can. And make sure that you don't mess up my dinner jacket.
When they go black,
don't mess it up.
We go white dinner jacket. That was a remix from Michelle Obama.
Okay.
See?
All right.
Because I'm becoming who I'm supposed to be.
Okay. All right.
Listen, the kids asleep.
Yeah.
It's time for us
Time
now.
for us now.
It's time for us now. You know what that means?
Yes, I do.
You know that means I'm going to dunk it in the hole. So drink up. Tell everybody out there where they can find us. The kids asleep. It's time for us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, iTunes podcasts, wherever you can get any podcasts. Write in if you have some topic ideas you want to hear, how we went through our topics in our relationships. Because what we try to do when we come home at night, it's like once the kids are asleep, we try to settle them down, and then it just becomes an opportunity for us to connect.
Right.
And that's what we're providing. We're just setting the camera up when we're just connecting.
Right.
If people want to hear us talk about stuff, then they can.
That's right.
This was great. Listen, I'm Justin.
I'm Latoya.
And we're the Tuggles. Kids asleep. Oh, before we go, what did you think about the wine?
I thought it was a little dry.
It is dry. But
it's really dry. And I don't know. I would pass probably on this one. I'm not sure.
You wouldn't get it again.
I wouldn't get it again.
Maybe with food, though.
I was going to say that.
So give it a number. Give it a number.
Maybe I'd pair it with something. I'd give it a 4.
Hold on. Let me see. Let me see what's going on here. Let me go ahead again. Because they got a 1 on the bottle, but I'm going to give it out of 1 to 5.
Dry.
Out of 1 to 5.
Oh, you said 1 to 5. I thought you said 1 to 10. Sorry. I'd give it a 2.
Oh, man. So out of 1 to 10, you're giving it a 4.
Yeah.
Out of 1 to 5, you're giving it a 2.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it a 3 because I feel... Listen, we're not wine snobs. But we do this. We do drink wine. And I feel the fullness of flavors. It's just not as sweet as I would want it to be. But I could see how it would go great with a piece of New York strip.
I was going to say it might pair well with food.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's a fair assessment fully. But drinking it alone just as something to drink,
Yeah.
no, I wouldn't do this again. It's probably putting me to sleep because, I'm a lightweight.
All right. Well, then let's end it now because the kids are asleep. Drink up because it's time for us.